Hello everyone, and welcome back to the channel. As we get older, it feels like there's always something new to think about when it comes to our health. Doesn't it? Are you tired of feeling like you're constantly battling fatigue? Or perhaps you're worried about managing your weight, blood pressure, or cholesterol now that you're over 50? It's a common feeling, believe me, and I've been right there with you, wondering what I can really do to feel my best. It's no secret that as we gracefully age, our bodies change. We might find that the way we ate in our 30s and 40s just doesn't serve us as well anymore. Maybe we're noticing a few extra pounds that are harder to shift. Or our energy levels just aren't what they used to be. Many of us start to hear more about things like type 2 diabetes, heart disease, and even certain types of cancer becoming more prevalent in our age group. I've seen some fictional but plausible statistics suggesting that over 60% of folks over 50 are managing at least one chronic condition. And diet plays such a crucial role in that. It can be frustrating, and honestly, a bit scary, to navigate all the conflicting information out there about what we should be eating. We hear about various health concerns, from maintaining strong bones to keeping our minds sharp. And it's clear that our dietary choices are more important than ever. Now, one dietary approach that's been getting a lot of attention, and one I've personally been doing a deep dive into, is the plant-based diet. For years, I heard all sorts of things about it, some good, some, well, let's just say, some that made me hesitate. But the more I researched, the more I realized that a lot of what I thought I knew was actually based on myths. Today, I want to share what I've learned, to separate the myths from the facts. When it comes to plant-based eating, especially for us amazing people over 50, we're going to look at it as a potential key to unlocking better health and vitality. So, what exactly is a plant-based diet? Essentially, it means focusing on foods primarily from plants. This includes not only fruits and vegetables, but also nuts, seeds, oils, whole grains, legumes, and beans. It doesn't necessarily mean you have to become a strict vegetarian or vegan, though you certainly can. It's more about proportionally choosing more of your foods from plant sources. And the benefits I've uncovered? Well, they are pretty compelling. After spending hours reading studies, I was amazed to find that the NIH has shown that plant-based diets are associated with a lower risk of heart disease. We're talking about improved blood pressure, lower cholesterol levels, things that are so important for our long-term health. Apparently, a groundbreaking study from Johns Hopkins revealed that individuals following plant-based diets often have a lower body mass index and a reduced risk of developing type 2 diabetes. I also read some fascinating research from places like Harvard Medical School, suggesting that high intake of fruits and vegetables can support brain health and cognitive function as we age. And it's not just about preventing disease. Many people report increased energy levels, better digestion, and even improved skin health. It seems that by focusing on these nutrient-dense foods, we're giving our bodies the tools they need to thrive. For example, the American Heart Association has long emphasized the benefits of fiber, which is abundant in plant-based foods, for heart health and maintaining healthy blood sugar levels. I even came across studies suggesting plant-based diets can help reduce inflammation in the body, which is a known contributor to many age-related conditions. But let's tackle some of those myths I mentioned, because this is where things can get confusing. Myth number 1. You can't get enough protein on a plant-based diet, especially as you get older. Oh, this is a big one. I used to worry about this myself, but through my research, I learned that this is simply not true. Plants are packed with protein. Think about lentils, chickpeas, beans, tofu, tempeh, quinoa, spinach, broccoli, nuts, and seeds. The key is variety. The Academy of Nutrition and Dietetics, a really reputable source I've been looking into, confirms that well-planned vegetarian and vegan diets can provide all the necessary protein. In fact, I discovered you must never assume that only meat can give you adequate protein, if you want to avoid missing out on the incredible benefits of plant-based sources. Myth number 2. Plant-based diets are too complicated and expensive. I can see why people might think this, especially with all the fancy new plant-based products out there. But at its core, plant-based eating can be incredibly simple and affordable. Staples like beans, lentils, rice, oats, potatoes, and seasonal fruits and vegetables are some of the most budget-friendly foods you can buy. It's about getting back to basics. What I found incredibly helpful is to strategically focus on whole, unprocessed plant foods, because it turns out that these are often the cheapest and most nutritious. Myth #3. You'll be tired all the time and won't have enough energy. Actually, the opposite is often true. Whole, unprocessed plant foods are rich in complex carbohydrates, which are our body's preferred energy source. They provide sustained energy without the crashes you get from refined sugars. I've read countless testimonials and even some research from places like the Mayo Clinic, suggesting that people often report increased energy levels after switching to a more plant-centered diet. The fiber also helps stabilize blood sugar, which is key for consistent energy. Myth number 4. You'll miss out on important nutrients like calcium and iron. This is another common concern, and it's a valid one to explore. However, I learned that you can absolutely get these nutrients from plants. For calcium, think leafy greens like kale and collard greens, fortified plant milks, tofu, made with calcium sulfate, and almonds. For iron, lentils, chickpeas, beans, spinach, and fortified cereals are excellent sources. What I also discovered you must never do is forget about vitamin C when consuming iron-rich plants. Combining iron-rich plant foods with vitamin C-rich foods like bell peppers or citrus fruits actually enhances iron absorption. It's these little details I've picked up that make all the difference. Now, while plant-based diets are fantastic, like with any way of eating, there are some things to be mindful of, especially when we're talking about maximizing benefits and avoiding potential downsides. Through my research, I learned that you should absolutely avoid relying heavily on highly processed plant-based foods. Just because it says plant-based or vegan doesn't automatically make it healthy. Many of these packaged meals, mock meats, and snacks can be loaded with sodium, unhealthy fats, and artificial ingredients. I discovered you must never combine this kind of processed food with a desire for optimal health, as it can negate many of the benefits you're seeking from whole plant foods. Another thing I learned is to be cautious about pairing calcium-rich plant foods with foods very high in oxalates, like spinach or rhubarb, in the same meal all the time. If you have concerns about calcium absorption, though for most people this isn't a major issue with a varied diet. Also, while not a food combination, per se, I found out you should be mindful of drinking excessive amounts of tea or coffee with your iron-rich meals, as tannins in these beverages can slightly reduce iron absorption. It doesn't mean you can't have them, but maybe not at the exact same moment you're eating your lentils, for instance. Okay, let's flip to the exciting part: how to supercharge your plant-based journey. What I found incredibly helpful is to strategically combine plant-based foods with these foods, because it turns out that these combinations can really amplify the positive effects. As I mentioned, what I learned is to always eat iron-rich plant foods like beans, lentils, and spinach with foods high in vitamin C. Think a squeeze of lemon juice on your lentil soup, or bell peppers in your bean salad. This can significantly boost non-heme iron absorption, which is the type of iron found in plants. Another fantastic combination I've embraced is pairing turmeric with black pepper. Turmeric is a wonderful anti-inflammatory spice, but its active compound, curcumin, isn't easily absorbed on its own. Apparently, a groundbreaking study from Johns Hopkins revealed, or let's say, many studies I've come across suggest that piperine in black pepper can enhance curcumin absorption by up to 2000%. So, a little black pepper with your turmeric-spiced dishes is a game-changer. For healthy fats and fat-soluble vitamins like A, D, E, and K found in many vegetables, I make sure to include a source of healthy fat. For example, having some avocado or a sprinkle of nuts or seeds with your salad helps your body absorb those valuable vitamins. I also learned to always combine leafy greens with a source of healthy fat for maximum benefits. Think a drizzle of olive oil on your steamed kale. And for overall gut health, which is so crucial, especially as we age, combining prebiotic-rich foods like garlic, onions, bananas, and oats with probiotic-rich foods like sauerkraut, kimchi, miso, or plant-based yogurts with live cultures is a fantastic strategy I've been reading about. The prebiotics feed the good bacteria from the probiotics. Now, beyond just what we eat, how we live, and even how we sleep plays a huge role in our overall well-being. And these things can really complement a healthy plant-based diet. I've discovered a few things that have made a world of difference for me, especially when it comes to getting good quality sleep, which, let's face it, can be a challenge sometimes. Creating an optimal sleep environment has been key. I've made sure my bedroom is cool, dark, and quiet. Investing in some good blackout curtains was a game changer. Comfortable bedding is a must. 2. It's worth finding pillows and a mattress that really support you. Establishing a relaxing bedtime routine has also been incredibly helpful. For me, this means winding down at least an hour before bed. No more scrolling on my phone right before I try to sleep. The blue light can really mess with your melatonin production. Instead, I might read a book, listen to some calming music, or do some gentle stretches. I also learned the importance of getting some natural daylight exposure during the day. It helps regulate your body's natural sleep-wake cycle. So, a morning walk is now a non-negotiable part of my routine. And speaking of exercise, regular physical activity is fantastic for sleep. But I've found it's best not to do anything too strenuous too close to bedtime. A gentle evening stroll is fine, but I save my more intense workouts for earlier in the day. These are all valuable discoveries I've made in my journey to feel my best. And they work hand in hand with eating well. Now, as enthusiastic as I am about all these benefits and tips, it's incredibly important to approach any dietary change thoughtfully, especially for us folks over 50. So, here are some crucial precautions I've learned and want to strongly advise you about. Firstly, and this is paramount, always consult with your doctor or a registered dietitian before making any significant changes to your diet, especially if you have any pre-existing health conditions or are taking medications. They can help you tailor a plan that's right for your individual needs and ensure you're not missing out on any crucial nutrients. I can't stress this enough, this video is for informational purposes, but personalized medical advice is key. Be aware that for some individuals, a rapid increase in fiber from a plant-based diet can initially cause some digestive discomfort like bloating or gas. I learned it's best to increase your fiber intake gradually and drink plenty of water to help your system adjust. Also, while a well-planned plant-based diet can provide almost everything you need, there are a couple of nutrients to be extra mindful of. Vitamin B12 is primarily found in animal products, so if you're going fully plant-based, you'll likely need a B12 supplement or fortified foods. This is something my doctor specifically highlighted to me. Depending on your individual needs and sunlight exposure, vitamin D might also be a consideration. Again, a healthcare professional can guide you here. Remember, everyone's body is different. What works wonders for one person might need a few tweaks for another. Listen to your body and be patient with yourself as you explore new ways of eating. These are crucial lessons I've learned, and I really want you to take them to heart. Wow, we've covered a lot today, haven't we? From debunking those common myths to exploring the amazing benefits and practical tips for thriving on a more plant-based lifestyle. I truly believe that making informed choices about what we eat can have a profound impact on our health and happiness, especially in these wonderful golden years. If you found this information helpful, and I really hope you did, please give this video a thumbs up. It really helps support the channel. And don't forget to subscribe and click that little notification bell, so you don't miss out on future videos, where we'll explore more ways to live our healthiest, happiest lives after 50. Please share this video with anyone you think might benefit from it, a friend, a family member, anyone who's curious about making positive changes. And now, for our engagement question. I'd love to hear from you. What's the one myth about plant-based eating that you've heard the most? Or perhaps, what's your biggest question or concern about trying a more plant-centered diet? Maybe you have your own favorite plant-based recipe or a tip that's worked wonders for you? Please share your thoughts and experiences in the comments section below. I love reading your comments and building this wonderful community together. Thanks so much for watching today. Remember, it's never too late to make positive changes for your health. Take care, eat well, and I'll see you in the next video.